Hey guys, welcome back to the NBTX Living channel. My name is Chase Bradley.
I'm Veronica Bradley.
And today, can you believe it? People will say that all we ever do is talk about the good parts of cities. So today, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to talk about the pros and the cons of Seguin, your favorite city, our favorite city, one of our favorite cities. But definitely, make sure you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Let's go ahead and get after it right now.
So Chase, let's start with the pros.
That's right. The first advantage of living in Seguin is the cost of living. You know, we've made a couple videos about Seguin already. We talked about the cost of living. It's lower than the national average, and it's also lower than a lot of the other cities that surround Seguin and a lot of the other cities throughout Texas.
And y'all, in fact, it's so much lower in my opinion as a realtor. We're both realtors, obviously. I'm trying to convince him to buy land out there in Seguin because that would be a place that I would consider moving out to once our kids are older, out of the house, out of high school, because it's just a beautiful town.
Yeah, it definitely is. It has a lot going for it, but this is a pros and a cons video, so stick around for those cons.
So our next pro would be housing options.
Yeah, they have so many different housing options. If you want to live in a historic home, you want to live in a new home, you want to live near the river, you want to live near a lake, you pretty much have whatever option that you want. There's so many different kind of housing and subdivision options in Seguin. It's hard to find something that you're not going to like.
Yeah, so you could have like subdivision living where your neighbors are, 10, 20, 30 feet from you, or you can have acreage living. So you really can have it all in Seguin, Texas. So that brings us to our next pro, which is a small town feel.
It's like everybody knows each other when you're there. There's a lot of mom and pop shops, even in the downtown historic district. You walk up and down the street, there's so many like locally owned shops there. It's really awesome to just go in there, go get something to eat, go shopping at like a boutique or an antique store, then be able to go get ice cream in the next store, which is really awesome. I really like that feel.
Yeah, you can get barbecue, shop antique, and get ice cream. Love it.
Yeah, it's a pretty awesome. If you really like having a small town feel, I mean, as long as Seguin continues to have right around 30,000 people in it, it's gonna have that small town feel. Like we've said in other videos we've made in the past, it is gonna boom here. I don't know when. I say within the next 10 years, it is gonna go up. But for sure, at least right now, it has a definite small town feel. And if that's something that you really like, then we consider that a pro.
Our next pro would be one of our fun things to do as a family, which is outdoor activities.
Yeah, Seguin is in such a beautiful part of Texas. I mean, you're right next to the hill country. You've got the Guadalupe River kind of running through the southern portion of Seguin. If you like being outdoors, there's a ton of different things for you to do. If you like being on the river, if you like being in the parks, if you like hiking, kayaking, boating, fishing, any of those kind of things, Seguin has that for you. And for us, that's a serious attractor. You know,
yeah.
We love being outside. We like going hiking. We were hiking just the other week. Actually, just this week's really awesome. If you love being outside, there's a lot of outdoor activities for you.
However, Seguin does have some disadvantages, just like any other place that you would live at. So we're going to talk about some cons.
So while there are a lot of good opportunities, good job opportunities in Seguin, if you're looking for, maybe your dream job or a specialized high-paying job, Seguin, typically you're looking at a lot of industrial manufacturing jobs, a lot of service industry jobs, different things like that. If you're looking for something that's outside of that realm, you may have a little bit of a hard time finding it there in Seguin.
And while that's a con, I just have to throw in a little pro, just a little one. I know we're talking about cons and it's hard for me to give cons about Seguin because it really is a great place. Seguin's so close to Austin, New Braunfels, San Marcos, San Antonio. A lot of people commute for jobs. You have to keep in mind traffic. You don't have much of it in Seguin, so you're going to drive out if you're commuting. It's one of those things you have to weigh in as a family or wherever you choose to get a job at or whatnot. So, I mean, you're going to travel anyway, yeah. Right? So it's just up to you on if you want the rural area, peace and quiet and local small town feeling. So I just had to throw that in there.
So if you're on an outdoorsy person, like we kind of talked about before, Seguin may not be the place for you. there's just not a lot of other things to do. While they do have a ZDT amusement park, and we've been there and it's pretty awesome, there's really not a lot of other opportunities if you're talking about amusement parks, zoos, shopping, anything like that. And if that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for, it is pretty close. You know, they have New Braunfels, Austin, San Antonio, but if you're looking for something that's more local, again, Seguin, if you like hitting the river, you're gonna be able to do that. But if you like shopping, probably the closest place you're gonna be able to do that with any great success, maybe San Marcos.
San Marcos, the outlet malls, which is not that far of a drive. So again, I'm gonna chime in with my it is a con, right? Some people feel like that's a con. I'm from a small town and we had to go an hour away to go shopping for school, and, other than the local Walmart.
And where is there not a Walmart though?
Yeah, they're everywhere. But like everyone wore the same thing at Walmart, so it was like, we had to go out shopping. So that is a con, but again, you can travel elsewhere to buy clothes. It's not a deal breaker.
So this also extends to Seguin's nightlife. So if you're really into that bustling nightlife experience, being able to go club hopping and different things like that, there are bars, there are clubs, there are places to go.
You probably have to go make your way out to New Braunfels if you really, there's more, but even New Braunfels, they don't stay open that late. So that is a con. If you have like a nightlife and you're like, woo, maybe Austin, San Antonio, closer to those, really lively spots in the metro area is, if that's your vibe, and everyone has a vibe, you're just not gonna get that in Seguin.
Yeah. And here's a con that I feel like is prevalent all over the place, but I kind of see it happening more in small towns, is just the rough roads. And we're talking about roads that have cracks in them, we're talking about potholes, we're talking about eroded parts of the road to where you're driving, you're like
Caliche
roads, not even that necessarily. And I'm talking about main roads that are either not maintenance or always under construction, so that every time you drive over it, it's like, you're driving over a rock pit or something crazy like that.
Which is probably why you should get a truck, but okay. He doesn't have a truck, he has a sports car. That's why it's on his cons list.
It is.
And I have a truck. So I don't see an issue with it.
If you got a smaller car, if you've got a sports car, something like that, you're there to retire and you bought your dream Corvette or whatever it is, you gotta watch out when you're driving in Seguin, because there's a lot of potholes. I mean, in San Antonio, there's a lot of potholes too, certain parts of town. Everywhere. But for me, it felt like there was a lot more in Seguin the last couple of times I drove. The next con is schools. Schools are super important, and I like for people to be able to move into places and just have a ton of options. But in Seguin, you've got 2 districts, you got 2 high schools, you got 3 middle schools, and a handful of elementary schools. So there's not a whole bunch of options. And even with some of the options that are there, they don't get the greatest ratings compared to some of the surrounding school districts.
That's just what the stats show. We know a lot of people that graduated from Seguin High School and they're amazing at what they do in their jobs. They're thriving. I'm from a small school. We only had 1 high school. I think we had like less than 300 graduating in our class. I feel like I'm doing good in life. My mom's an educator. She has a master's degree. My dad worked for the city. So I feel like don't let that lower rating scare you compared to all the other school districts around, because again, more population, better, more hands-on teachers, the better rating. So it's an up and coming district. So today we're in 2023. 5 years from now, you're going to see a dramatic increase, and this is my opinion, all opinion, because we don't know what the future holds, but you're going to see a dramatic increase in the education system in Seguin. They gave all the teachers a raise recently, all the, that's on their public website and whatnot. It's really up and coming. I'm super excited for Seguin, and one of my coaches who coached me in where I was from, she coaches in Seguin, and she's an awesome teacher and an awesome coach. So yay, Seguin! Don't let it scare you, although it is on our cons list because stats are there to show, and people look at stats, people look at ratings. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in.
Seguin is a wonderful place to live if you're looking for a small town feel with easy access to outdoor activities and cultural events. The cost of living is affordable and the community is very welcoming. However, if you don't like rough roads, or you're trying to find your dream job and just love the nightlife, you may have some more research to do. At the end of the day, it's up to you to be able to weigh out the pros and cons to figure out which area is going to be right for you and your family. That's the end of our video, guys. If you really liked it and you want to see more, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We make videos all the time. Would hate for you to miss out on our next pros versus con, or our next versus, or our next any video that we put out. And if this video just hasn't scared you away from moving to Seguin or any of the areas around here,
y'all, you have to reach out to us. Call us, text us, email us, and you know, I can guarantee you that we answer our phone all the time. But you have to reach out to us. That's the first step. If you were looking to move to San Antonio, Seguin, New Braunfels, anywhere within this area, we have y'all's back. We're going to guarantee that you're going to live your best life.
That's right, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.